This is a Nikon F90X, and it is an amazing 35mm film camera. This is a Konica Autoreflex TC. It is also a pretty good 35mm film camera. This is a point and shoot camera. It's a Samsung Pheno 35. It's also pretty good, but it's a point and shoot camera. And this is just garbage. I refuse to believe this is a camera. But if you've got all these cameras, your next step up would be the Yashica Mat 124G, a beautiful medium format film camera that is perfect for beginners. And in my opinion, trumps all of these. Hi, my name is Benji, and today we are reviewing the Yashica Mat 124G. This is the baby. This is the big one. And do I recommend you buy this? Yes. Do I recommend this for beginners? Yes. If you have shot 35mm film before, this is definitely a step up from that, and I think you'd be challenged by it, and I think you'd really like it. So let's just get into the ergonomics of this thing and how it actually works. So it's a twin lens reflex camera, which means it has two lenses, a waist level viewfinder, and backloading film, as well as front facing shutter and a manual film advance. So let's get into loading film into the Yashica Mat 124G. So the first thing you're going to want to do is locate the bottom knob on your camera. Now what you're going to want to do is twist that knob towards O, and eventually you'll hear it click open. Unlock the two small dials on the side of the camera by pulling them up and then twisting them counterclockwise. So once you've done that, you can remove and add film. You're going to want to load your film into the bottom on its own spool, wrap the tab over the gap, and you're going to want to thread the small sheet at the tip of the film through the tab at the top spool. Then once that's through, you're going to want to open your film advance, and what you're going to want to do is advance the film until the arrow on the film reaches the green arrow at the bottom of the camera. Once you've done that, you can close the back of the camera by closing it and then twisting the knob at the bottom to C, indicating that it's closed, and now your film is locked and loaded inside the camera. Now, to get ready for your first shot, go back to the film advance, and you're going to want to twist it until it doesn't twist anymore. Once you've done that, it means you're ready for your first exposure. The first thing you're going to want to do is measure the light. Now this camera does have a built-in light meter at the top here. You can see it's located next to the Yashica logo at the top here. If your light meter is working, that's great. If it's not, like mine, then you're going to have to measure the light some other way. So the way I like to measure my light is with this app. I'll put it up right here. So obviously it does sort of require a bit of photographic skill, because film can get quite expensive if you keep messing it up, you know. Once you have measured your light, you are going to have your settings to use. So if you look down into the camera, you can see almost like a little screen with numbers on it. These numbers are controlled by these two buttons here on the opposite sides of the lenses. So if you're looking straight down at it, the right wheel is for shutter speed and the left wheel is for aperture. So dial in your aperture. You do that by just twisting these things like this. And once you've got your desired settings, just open the lid, and you do that by just pulling on the top box here, and it should pop open. It's extremely satisfying. Just listen to that sound. Anyways, so to expose your shot, now that you have composed your shot, it's time to focus. So to focus, the focusing wheel is on the side here. If you're looking down at it again, it's on the left hand side. It's the big knob, you can't miss it. So if you're having a bit of trouble with your focusing, which I do as well sometimes, they've actually thought of that and have given you a little magnifying glass that you can look through, and that really helps you to fine-tune your focus. So you do that by just pressing on the Yashica sign here, and out pops the magnifier. Cool. So once you've got your focus, you can rack to the next exposure. You do this by twisting this knob and then twisting it anti-clockwise and locking it back in place. Now you are ready to take a shot. The shutter is located just behind and under the last lens over here. Yeah, you just press this and the photo will be made. Cool. To go to the next shot, you're going to want to open your film advance again, wind it anti-clockwise, drop it back down into the hole, and you're ready for your next shot. Again and again and again and again until your roll is finished. Once your roll is finished, it is pretty self-explanatory. You go back down to the bottom here and you open up the back of the camera. What you'll notice is an empty spool where you put the film and where you had your empty roll where you loaded. Now all of your film will be freshly rolled onto that spool. To remove that spool, same thing as loading new film in, you pull on the two dials and you should be able to pull out your film. Now, a little tip with 120 film, once you finish shooting it, especially in Kodak, I believe, you can just lick the little tab, wrap it around the rest of the film, and it will stick and you can send that to your developing lab. Cool. My final thoughts on this camera. Well, let me first say that this is an amazing camera for beginners. It is so simple, it is so easy to use, and I literally haven't got one bad shot from it yet. I will post some photos at the end of this video from this camera as well. The lens on it is a 80mm f3.5, and for curiosity, the max shutter you can go to is 1/500th, which is a bit annoying, but it is what it is on these old cameras. But yeah, I do recommend this camera to anyone who is looking for a medium format camera. If you can get your hands on one of these, I would highly recommend it. So anyways, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to help you in the comments. Otherwise, enjoy some photos that came from this beauty. Enjoy. Cheers.